Praise the Lord. I can see we're enjoying ourselves, right? Okay.
You need to understand that as long as you are above the age 18, you have, stepped into the age of life called adulthood. Do you understand me? Adulthood. Once you are 18 and above, you just step into adulthood. And by then, you are held responsible and accountable for every action and steps you take. It is okay at a younger age you make mistakes, and the law courts, they just, consider the fact that you are still a teenager, you are still below the age to go through the law and the rest of them, to go to jail or the rest. But as long as you are above the age 18, you've come to the stage where you face any crime you commit, you face it squarely. Do you understand? I just want you to know that. Then the next thing I want to establish here is the problem we have in Nigeria is that most of us was raised by parents who over pampered us and made us feel like even at your age 10, 12, 15, you are still a small baby. But the truth of life is that as far as you've been bettered, you've been breastfed by your mom, you grew to a certain age. Let's say age 10, 12, you are already getting mature. So you are no longer a baby. So once you have that mindset, and if you are raised with that mindset, you think differently. Do you understand? So stop looking yourself like a small child. That's what I just want to establish. You are a grown-up person, each and every one of you here. Who is in primary school here? Who is in primary school? Nobody. So all of you are in secondary school. All of you are in secondary school. That simply entails that you are grown-up people. So real quick, we move to what we have today. The effects of cybercrime and internet fraud on young people. So in as much as you are young, that doesn't exempt you from doing the right thing. Everyone ought to do the right thing, and that's the purpose of this study. The first thing I want to establish here is what is cybercrime. When we talk about internet fraud, we talk about cybercrime. The question that comes to mind is, what is the meaning of this? It is simple, and that is using social media or the media as a whole for negative purposes. The moment you begin to, force the original purpose of the internet or the online space, you are already diving into, cybercrime. We have different types of cybercrime. We have different areas of cybercrime. But the moment you begin to use the internet for the wrong purpose, or for the purpose of harming individuals, or organizations, or governments, you are already engaging in cybercrime. You mustn't purposely become a Yahoo person or the rest. That is the area that we need to understand. Engaging in cybercrime doesn't automatically mean you are into Yahoo or whatever it is being called. But I want to tell you that is also an area of it. And a lot of youths right now are engaging in it. Back then, when we are still tender, we see all this ritual and occultic stuff in movies. And we see them, older people, engage in that. But right now in our dispensation, it has become so rampant, such that the youths are so proudly indulging in it, and even making it so popular. It was very funny that some time ago, often on my Facebook account, I'll just see a friend request. Who is sending native doctor? Baba, you will see money on their profile. These guys are on social media. So if you want to make money, they will show you how to just do some small thing for you so that they can help you increase your wealth or whatever negative stuff you're doing. They can, like the rate of encouragement of this negative stuff is just too alarming. And that's the purpose of this. So when we talk about cybercrime, it is simply using the internet space or the online space for negative purposes. And you may ask yourself, what are such negative purposes? The in thing for many young people today is how to make quick money. Quick money. Quick money. How many of you want to make quick money? You want to make quick money? You don't want to make money? I know we all want to make money, but you shouldn't go by rushing the process. The book of Timothy, 1 Timothy 6 verse 10. There the Bible tries to explain how that the love of money indeed is the root of all evil. What you need to understand from the passage of that scripture is that money in itself is not an evil, but the love of it and the appetite for getting it by any means is what actually makes it evil. And that is why you see people indulging in criminal acts, stealing from others, hacking into people's bank accounts. Before you know, you are just seeing debit alert. Who is taking money from my account? You didn't make any withdrawal, you are receiving debits. That's how serious it is. You see people, young people, just block the next person on the road for the purpose of money. You see, how many of you are on social media? I know a great number of you are on social media. Many times, you just go to your Facebook and you realize your accounts have been hacked. Have you seen someone who went through that experience? That is a typical example of cyber crime. Many times you see people who hack into people's accounts. You see people who hack into people's Wi-Fi. You are using the internet you didn't pay for. You are using the data you didn't pay for. Just because you had access, you hijack it, and you are using it without the next person's notice or without informing the original source. So we need to understand that. I just want to establish this while we write on. Then, cyber crime, which is also computer crime, is the use of computer. I've already established that for negative purposes. You use this to commit some illegal acts, and once this is done, it is punishable by law. I want you to know this because I know great number of you are already lost in your hearts. You have friends probably who are already into all these stuff, and you're already thinking, once I leave this place, the next thing I want to do is just get a good smartphone, get a good laptop, and you too, you join the crew. I want you to know this. This is the warning I want to just dish out. Internet fraud or cyber crime is highly punishable by what? Law. If you are caught in such acts rather, it can go a long way to haunt your future. You will be jailed for that. And I know you don't want to have such experience. Right? I know you don't want to have such experience. So what you do, as a young person, you should understand that it is important to work legitimately. Put in the work. Get your studies done. Get a career for yourself. The person who was speaking before, he talked about goals. Set your goals. Focus on your goals. Focus on your career. If you are able to achieve purpose, to achieve your career goals, to accomplish it, you have nothing to worry about. Do you understand me? So I admonish each and every one of you here to actually put your focus on that area. When we talk about internet fraud, using Nigeria as a key study, what we have obtainable presently is the Yahoo. Right? And presently, it has also been established that there is now a plus to it. And when we talk about the plus, it simply entails that beyond the Yahoo that we all know, there is something additional to it. So most of the big boys in that field who are really making something nice from it are those who have indulged in the plus. And the question now is, what is the plus? Do you understand? When they tell you that, excuse me, come up here. This is my friend, right? Then, come on. Then, this is him. Then I have to plus something to him, right? To make him stronger. Maybe this guy wants to fight with this now. and he's unable to conquer this guy. His effort is not enough, his energy is not enough. Then he go and look for this other big man to plus to his energy. What is he trying to do? To gain much more stability, energy, and strength to be able to overpower this guy and be able to achieve more results. So whenever they say there's addition or plus to something, that means something has been added. Do you understand that? So the question now is, in the light of what we are discussing, what is now the plus? So the plus, we all know, like if you are conversant with the internet, you see a whole lot of young ladies running mad on the streets. You see a whole lot of young guys with beautiful cars, with good money, just stop on the roadside, come out of the car, they go mad, they go insane. Simply because there is something they have plus to their life to fasten the process of their life, and this has gone a long way to interrupt their mental health. And you see people going mad. Many a times this happens as a result of being in a company of bros who are indulging in this. And there's this popular saying, if you don't use person will use you. So, and suddenly you see someone you call your guy use you for something you never know. So it's advisable, you notice someone around you in this kind of act, what you should do is to be careful, because anything is possible. The heart of man, the Bible says, is desperately wicked, and you never can tell what the person is already nursing in his heart. Maybe he's been told, if you just do this, maybe that person very close to you will just close this thing for you. Because I don't want to mention it, but whenever there is a plus, that means there is something fetish attached. You understand? Whatever the plus could be, there is something in addition. It's not just honoring. And you see them amassing great amounts of money from this. You see them making great money from this. And what is the purpose of this money? They just come out just to live a flamboyant life, buy cars, flirt around with different ladies for the guys, lodge in hotels, from one hotel to the other, go to clubs. Any money you did not suffer to get, many a times you won't know how to manage it. Do you understand me? Any money you did not, sweat to get, you may never be able to manage it appropriately. And anytime you try to fast forward your life, you are only taking yourself, dragging yourself faster to your grave. And that's how you see a lot of them, negative thoughts happening. People running mad on the streets. People just on the same with all they have. Suddenly, they are gone. And I know that you don't want such to be your portion, right? So, I admonish each and every one of you here under the sound of my voice to understand what this is all about. And make sure you exempt yourself from this kind of acts. Do you understand me? Proverbs chapter 10 verse 22, the Bible established, saying, the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. The blessings of the Lord makes one rich, wealthy, and it comes with no sorrow. That means when you make it legitimately in life, or through your career, or in an orderly manner, you are going to enjoy that money you made, right? But when you fault, or when you go the wrong way, or through the shortcut, through the backyard, or you come through the window to get what you want, many a times you end up cutting your own life short. You end up not fulfilling your own life. You see most of these guys, they are walking, someone is walking on the road, and your mind is not at peace. You are afraid of SARS. You are afraid of police because of illegal things in your phone, illegal stuff you are into. You are walking without your peace of mind. I want you to know this. How many of you are writing? If you are not writing, make sure you bring out your book now and start writing. Start writing. Take note of the things I'm saying because you need it. I want you to know this. If you ever get to a point in your life that you lose everything you ever had, you didn't lose anything. Can you hear me? But if you get to a point in your life where you lose your peace of mind, you have lost everything. Because nothing in life can be compared to your peace of mind. Do you understand? The greatest thing a man needs in life is peace of mind. And most of these illegal acts, what it does to you is that it takes away your peace of mind immediately. You see an army checkpoint, and already you are shivering. Hey, police people, they want to search us. Why are you shivering? Heart attack. You see young people all over the place. Heart attack everywhere. High blood pressure. This is not more sickness for old people. It's now sickness for young people. More young people now are suffering from high blood pressure and heart attack. One, it goes for different purposes. Majorly because of country's economy, I understand things are not easy, and because of that, people are going through a lot of depression. Depression is bad. People are worried, and also this could be the cause. Because of negative stuff people are involving in, engaging themselves in. So they move on the way and they are panicking. The question you should ask yourself, if you should fraud somebody to become wealthy, how would you feel if someone fraud you to become wealthy? If it feels right with you, then keep up with it. But if it doesn't feel right with you, what should you do? Separate yourself from it. Do you understand? What you would want others to do to you, do say to others. Cybercrime is simply a criminal act. It's more like stealing, but then you are doing it in a modified, modernized way, such that you are just in your house and you commit all the acts you want to commit. You can even be sitting in this class as we are all seated in this hall, and someone is with phone doing a whole lot of stuff on the internet, and we are just distant and you don't even know what's going on. So it's more like a modernized way of committing criminal acts, and people now tag it, just brand it with one beautiful name so that it doesn't look somehow. One thing you should understand is that some of these fraudsters have vowed that they would not mind dying for a chance to get rich quickly through any available scheme. Most of them that have looked themselves, they say anything it takes, even if it takes just making this money and dying the next minute, I don't mind. And you don't live your life like that. You have a purpose to fulfill. You should be more concerned about your goals and purpose in life more than just getting rich overnight and you have less than 5 years to exist. Because they get to the end of the road, most of them go a long way using their mom, dad, siblings to carry out these thoughts, to plus whatever they are doing. And you wouldn't want to go through that route. So the next thing I want you to look at is there are consequences to this. And the paths of the ungodly are filled with so many woes and regrets. There is indeed no peace for the evil, for the wicked. So the Bible says. So it is important you take note of this thing, because the thing I see in the society going on is people end up making this money and it just leads to, reckless spending. And that is all they could do with such money. So real quick, I want us to look at what are the types of cybercrime. Because there are different types of cybercrime. Many of you here are already into it. Knowingly or unknowingly, you have indulged in it. So, but I want to bring it to the light of your understanding so that you know exactly when you are engaging in it. So that you know how to curtail it, how to put yourself in order. Do you understand? Do you understand? Yes. So what are the types of cybercrime? We have software privacy. We have pornography. We have spamming. There are numerous number of them. When we talk about software piracy, it simply entails, someone building an app or a software for their own benefit as the inventor of this particular app. Let's say this mic I'm holding here. Someone invented it. And the next thing you want to do is to pirate this mic to suit your own purpose outside the original inventor. and now you want to make more money from this, that is automatically cyber crime. Like many people go a long way to, pirate people's softwares. Then I talked about pornography. Pornography is a way of committing such as well. The person that spoke before talked about that because many times we indulge in it without even knowing. Yes, it is something you are doing personal, but you are using the internet, and the next minute, the next person to you sees it in your phone, it corrupts their mind. So you realize your gadget is already passing a negative message to the next person. And we all have different way of controlling ourselves. So you don't know what that which someone have also seen from your gadgets could make them do. So that is why this is also tagged as a cyber crime. Spamming. Spamming is simply when people go along with messages they didn't request for, which could often turn to be bug. You bug them because if the message doesn't really interest them, you just send them without their notice. It's of no benefit to them. You understand? Then we have the identity theft, and this is the area of cybercrime where people use other people's identity, could be pictures, images, to form a fake profile or use someone's name to commit crime. And before the person could know, negative stuff have been happening using their identity. It goes a long way to ruin their identity and also makes people unable to, it breaks people's emotion. The next one is account hack. You see people hacking into other people's accounts, especially Facebook, and before you know, a genuine person's account has been hacked and used for negative purposes, used to fraud others of their money. And those people actually got frauded because they thought this was coming from the genuine person they know, not knowing the accounts have actually been hacked and now used for a negative purpose or negative intention. So we have to know all of this so we can also know how to, prevent these stuff. Credit card fraud, which is people tapping into other people's credit card and debiting money from people's accounts without their notice. It's also an area of cyber crime. Intelligent properties, which is an area where people get away with other people's work and use it for their own purposes. Could be, piracy kind of stuff, and people pirate other people's work for their own personal benefits or purpose. So the question now is, what are the effects of cybercrime? It has a great negative effect. And such effects, I want you to pay attention and hear this, because you just need this. I'm going to be real fast. 1. It affects our reputation as a country. You realize in Nigeria or in other countries, you see youth indulging in cybercrime. It affects the country's reputation. And you see foreign investors wouldn't find it easy coming to do business with this country because they believe they may be frauded or they may get into the wrong hand. So the trust factor is being killed, and we don't want that to keep happening. It damages the image of the youth, and that is why you could hear stuff like sometime I heard this saying, lazy Nigerian youth. It damages the image of the youth, and we all need to sit up and focus on career building other than negative stuff that have negative implication. We are all youth and we are not lazy people. All we need to do is to have great commitment for our own career and be ready to build. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Then, number 3, it reduces the motivation to strive for excellence. Genuine people who really want to hustle effectively, simply because they now have access to cyber crime and the rest. And instead of them working on a job that may pay them 50, 70, 100K or 150 in a month, they already have access to what will make them, help them make 1 million, 2 million, 5 million that same month. And the effort they should put into genuine work, they will prefer rather to channel it to this, which will pay off more, neglecting the negative factors or consequences. So, the motivation to strive for excellence in career and profession dies off, simply because people believe this is a better way of making money. It's an easy way of making money. Do you understand? And I think we should all rethink and do what is right to save our country and save our personal image as individuals. 4, it reduces the importance, the improvement rather, of career growth. People begin to ignore their area of career simply because they believe with cyber crime or the internet fraud, they can get away with any amount of resources they want. So they neglect building their career purposes and focus on using this other medium to earn a living. So how to prevent cybercrime? How to even prevent this as individuals and as a nation? Changing the orientation of the youth, just like what we are doing today. This is to reorientate you on what is right to do and to tell you the effects of it, so that any one of you who make up his mind to still indulge in this, you already know. It's not as if you do not know. So you need to change your mindset as a young person. Make up your mind to work legitimately, to make your money legitimately, and not engage yourself in stuff that will ruin your image, damage the image of the country. Make up your mind to stay legit. Do we understand? Then number 2, define our value system. A lot of people, because of poor value system, they think the best thing to do is to just engage in this. But when you know how valuable you are as a person, when you know how resourceful you are, how productive you can be, you will focus on developing yourself and betting the value that you carry. Because you will become more productive in yourself and more resourceful with peace of mind when you focus on building yourself than focusing on getting these things done the wrong way. I know everyone wants things done easily, but many a times this easy way are often negative way. The legit way also has its easy ways. But then the question you ask yourself is, this I am doing, can I do it publicly? Anything you find yourself doing in secret that you won't be bold enough to do publicly, you shouldn't do it. Do you understand? Yes. Because you know, your conscience is already telling you, this thing you're doing is not okay. And that is why you can't do it publicly. So you do not need someone to start admonishing you on how that you should not do this or you should do it. Then, number 3, make available job opportunities. If governments or individuals like we are right now could also contribute in making job opportunities available, it will go a long way to cut down on cyber crime. Because one of the major reasons that leads to this is you see young people who graduate graduate from the university, suddenly they go for youth service. Afterward, they only came out from service to realize there is no job opportunities in the country. And the next thing they are thinking of is, where will my next meal come from? And once people begin to think that way, they are ready to indulge in anything, provided they get money for their next meal. So the government also have a role to play on this, which is to make job opportunities available, same as you and I. One thing I always want people to realize and understand is that the university promise and assure to train you and to bring you forth, to make you productive. And after you've gone through the 4 walls of the school, you're expected to be found worthy in character and in learning. These are the 2 key components or key areas. So you are meant to be found worthy in character and learning, and by that, you should be able to maximize or leverage on what you have learned to be able to produce results that will favor you and also bring about job opportunities in the country. So we also have our roles to play as individual, which is making up our mind to contribute to nation building positively. Then number 4, provide systems that help youth focus on their career. The government should provide systems that help youth focus on their career, such as empowerment. This would help. When the youths are well and adequately empowered, it goes a long way to cut down on all these negative effects, all these negative stuff going on in the nation or society. Because everyone has this mindset, this is my country, and there is provisions for me to work legitimately. Why then would such persons indulge in negative acts? By then, you know, these are only greedy people who will engage in such. Because everyone now have access to leverage on, they now have provision to leverage on and to bet their own career purpose. So number 5, make everyone equal to the law. If our country or nation should come to the point when everyone is equal to the law, be you in government, be you a citizen, wherever you are equal to the law, and whatever you do, you face the law, it makes it easier to cut down on all this. Because we live in a society where you see the wealthy commit the crime that the poor commit, and the wealthy are exempted from the punishment. Why the citizens or the less privileged ones go through the punishment? You see people get into government and they do some stuff, negative stuff, and they get away with it. So when everyone is equal to the law, whatever be it makes it easier to cut down on this. So what I want you to know at this point is mindset that will help you prevent this. What you can do in public, never you do it in private. When you have this kind of mindset, it's going to help you. If you know this act you're carrying out, that you are not bold enough to do or carry out in public, don't indulge in it in private. When you have this positive mindset, it will help you never to engage in this. Then, I want you to also know, build this mindset in you. Always remember that you can never change the past. When you know that you can never change the past, it will help you to stay in the right path. Because if you tarnish your own image, people now see you as the wrong guy who is into wrong business. You can't rewrite the past. You may forgive yourself and move on. But the truth still remains that once you already have a negative track record, it goes a long way to affect you. You can't erase the past. You can't erase the past. So you don't want to build a negative track record as a young person. So what we ought to do is to focus on being the nice people to the society, doing the right stuff that we ought to do to better our society. So at this juncture, I want you to also have this 3 mindsets. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I want you to have these three mindsets. Understand these three things, because this is what will help you stay guided and prevent yourself from cyber attack or cyber crime or from negative vices of such. 1 is attack, 2 defense, 3 is response. You should have these three embedded in you. 1 attack, 2 defense, 3 response. 1, always know, have this mind in you that attack is real. Could be an attack on your Facebook, could be an attack on your bank, could be an attack on your image. When you know this, you always build systems that will shield you or prevent you from being attacked. That brings us to number 2, which is defense. You should always have a defense mechanism. Knowing that attack is real, knowing that cybercrime is real, you should build a system of defense that will help you shield yourself and shield yourself from the online space, your identity and your bank account from being frauded or attacked. Let's say you want to do business online and you want to own a website. Make sure everything you are doing online is secured. There are some securities that should be embedded. Could be on your website, could be on anything you are doing, could be on Facebook, you're on social media. You can do some two-way verification and the rest. There are some securities you need to embed. Although most times, these guys also break through these stuff, these walls. But then, at least you shield yourself, you defend yourself a little bit from being attacked. Am I communicating? Yes, sir. Am I communicating? Yes, sir. Then the next thing is response. When these things happen to you, how do you respond to it? Many a times people start doing negative stuff simply because they encountered negative stuff. Let's say your money was stolen, and the next thing you want to do as a young person is like, since someone had the guts and mind to steal my money, then me too, I want to turn a criminal. Do you understand? Many people are that way. The way they respond to negative things that happen around them is to also start being negative, to also repeat same to others. Let's say someone insulted you, and because of that you want to become insulting to everyone you see. And you're like, I have gone through this, so me too, I should do this to others. No, it shouldn't be that way. Your response to all this matters. When this happens around you or to you, do it the right way. Don't respond the negative way. Rather, encourage those around not to go the wrong way. Because you should assume yourself to know better. And when you know better, you should do better. Am I communicating? Yes, sir. Are you gaining value? Yes, sir. Are you gaining value? Yes, sir. Okay. If you are gaining value, I want you to be on your feet.